You got that right.
The hell does that mean?
More often than not, movie scenes have to be filmed over and over again until everything is just right. Sometimes it's because the director is being extra nitpicky. Other times it's because the actors can't nail their lines. But the real gold, that's when the entire set just falls apart in uncontrollable laughter. Some of these moments actually made it into the final cut, while others had to be scrapped for very obvious reasons. But thankfully, the cameras kept rolling. Jason Statham is known for playing tough, no-nonsense action roles. So what happens when you drop him into a comedy?
Well, I make a habit of doing things that people say I can't do. Walk through fire, water ski blindfolded, take up piano at a late. Oh my God.
Well, in the movie Spy, he was supposed to say,
I've swallowed enough microchips and them back out again to make a computer.
but what ended up coming out of his mouth the first 5 tries was,
I've swallowed enough microchips and them back out again.
And remember, Maury's wigs are tested against hurricane winds. Maury's wigs don't come off, even underwater.
In Goodfellas, Maury's wig falling off wasn't scripted, and Henry, played by Ray Liotta, just couldn't hold it together. He ran with it, and it made the scene even better.
I could have dropped the dime a million times, and then I wouldn't have to pay.
Maury, don't call the cops. You're talking crazy. Stop it now, will you?
Listen, you got money for that commercial, you know? Commercial, you don't got my money? You don't got my money, huh?
In Monty Python's Life of Brian, the extras playing the guards were told to keep a straight face or they'd get fired. Michael Palin cranked up his performance just to mess with them, and even he barely held it together.
I have a very great friend in Rome called Biggest Dickers. Silence! Wait, your Biggest Dickers? Here's of this. Wait! When I mention my friend, Biggest Dickers. When I say the name Biggest Dickers.
In Pretty Woman, the moment Richard Gere snapped the jewelry box on Julia Roberts' fingers was totally improvised, which caught her off guard and made her burst out laughing. The scene was so genuine, they decided to keep it in the movie, and honestly, it added the perfect wholesome touch.
Man, tempered in my speech. I love you. My dearest Adele. It would make me very happy.
Now you might be wondering what made her laugh so hard. Well, after the movie was released, the cast revealed that the horse standing in front of Christina suddenly got a massive erection out of nowhere.
Hey, Mia, you better hide your baby, or I'm just playing.
You better hide that big-ass forehead.
I was just joking. Whatever.
The Rock's response was completely improvised, which explains why Ludacris spit out his drink mid-scene. During the iconic interrogation scene in The Usual Suspects, the actors had the task to say the infamous line in their own improvised way.
Hand me the keys, you
Shortly after, the crew couldn't keep it together, and it was initially thought to be from the improvised deliveries. However, the real reason was because Benicio del Toro just couldn't stop farting on set.
Excuse me.
In English.
How many keys you got? What the f?
Number 4, step forward.
In the Rush Hour trilogy, Jackie Chan, being a non-native English speaker, fumbled quite a few lines.
As soon as she could blink, the seafood service, seafood.
Secret Service.
As soon as she could blink, the seafood service.
Secret Service.
The seafood.
But out of all of them, one scene takes the crown.
Cheese! What?
Freeze.
A freeze!
Jerry Stiller's delivery is top tier. He had a real talent for adding a comedic twist to even the most serious moments. In one Seinfeld scene, his timing was so perfect, it didn't just break Julia, it had the entire set in tears.
Isn't clever enough to hatch a scheme like this.
You got that right.
The hell does that mean? What the hell does that?
Okay, let's go, let's go. That means whatever the hell you want it to mean.
You're saying You want a piece of me?
Perhaps the funniest and most iconic scene from Parks and Recreation came from Chris Pratt's totally improvised line about Kim Kardashian.
Everyone loves a good comeback story, right? Seabiscuit, the Mighty Ducks,
Robert Downey Jr., who
Rocky.
else? Yes.
Kim Kardashian.
Kim, well,
in the video she gets on her back, I think.
Judging by how caught off guard the others were, it's safe to say that line was definitely not in the script. While Lemon and Ladybug were annoying a passenger in Bullet Train, Brad Pitt and the cast were clearly caught off guard by an unscripted line, and their genuine reaction was priceless.
That's it. I'm calling the conductor.
Suck a bag of dicks, lady.
You sideways, sir.
Put your rear up and jackknife my legs and kick you both in the jaw with my foot bone. That's what I would love.
In This Is 40, Melissa McCarthy went on a full-blown improvised rant that had both Leslie and Paul cracking up mid-scene. This didn't make the final cut, but was thankfully included with the credits.
That's totally uncalled for,
You're
Catherine.
a asshole. Everybody hates you. They hate your Bob. And I'm glad your husband died. Because you're a asshole.
Giving Louis C.K. a role that requires a Polish accent was a recipe for disaster, and both he and Kate McKinnon completely lost it during this sketch.
They came here for their children.
I wish I could bring home more money. Hey.
During Jamie Foxx's traffic school days, Mark Curry played a sergeant educating kids until he slipped mid-scene and kept going, which had Fox struggling to hold in his laughter.
I believe I know this one, sir. The problem, it was square.
Did I ask you to stay in the
Breaking Bad is anything but a comedy, but that didn't stop Bryan Cranston from joking around behind the scenes.
You don't decontaminate. What are you
even trying to say?
Now, who messes with them? Okay. All right, now, who messes with the blowfish, Jeff?
The pug scene in Men in Black was filmed with a real dog.
No, nothing. Not a thing.
And shaking it angrily wasn't an easy thing for Tommy Lee without breaking character. In season 2 of The Umbrella Academy, Luther lets one rip in the elevator, leaving the others visibly disgusted. But it was Robert Sheehan, playing Klaus, who threw in some improvised gold, completely breaking the cast.
Oh my God, Luther, that smells amazing. Oh man, that would have been a great take. You gotta be kidding.
What?
What the hell just happened?
Oh my. Oh my.
Perfect. And you have a signature sound.
On Murderville, Kumail Nanjiani was asked to make up any sound on the spot, and what he chose had Will Arnett desperately trying not to break character. One of the funniest things about Afterlife is that Ricky Gervais wrote all the jokes, yet he was the one constantly breaking into laughter during filming.
Yeah, he's not the one making all the noise, is he? You are. But to keep him amused.
She had a terrible feminine hygiene problem. I should know, I live with it, believe me.
So angry.
The smell was coming from...
Right, okay.
Lovely pair of boys.
As always, thanks for watching till the end, and see you in the next one.